Hello, welcome back to the State of Social podcast.
We are multi-location today.
Yes.
Hi.
Paige is in NYC, y'all.
NYC, where our CEO lives.
Absolutely so true. Sorry, Michaela, you go.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about ChatGPT. We talked about this more in episode 6, but today we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about I recently watched a podcast, Joe Rogan Podcast, Lex Friedman, and they talked a lot about it regarding bias, censorship, just navigating ChatGPT in general. And we also came across a TikTok yesterday, and we're going to play the first half for you, and then we're going to dive into it and share our thoughts. Away. So here we go.
Just stop scrolling and just listen to me for a minute. You should know it took Netflix 3 years to hit 1 million users. Facebook, 10 months. Spotify, 5 months. It took ChatGPT 5 days to hit 1 million users.
That's crazy.
Insanity. There's more of the video. We will link it to this podcast, but we just really wanted to start with that.
And I'm salty because when we started talking about this a few weeks ago and we tried to get in, both Michaela and I got put on the wait list for yet another AI platform.
I'm the only one that can use AI on this team. It's a real
And you deserve it. Honestly,
pain.
like out of anybody, you deserve the early access.
No.
But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't salty.
Yeah. I wanted to just add that I went back and found it. I saw it this morning. What did he just say? 5 million or 10 million users in 5 days? Is that what he said? What did he say?
1 million users in 5 days.
1 million
versus.
Okay, so it's 10 million in 40 days now. I saw that stat this morning.
I mean,
what?
Oh yeah, and then like versus Netflix, who took 3 years to hit 1 million users.
It's freaking crazy.
I mean,
well, and there's a reason.
Million? No, that's a dumb question.
What?
Are there 10 million Netflix users? There are, right?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Sure,
how many? Yeah, you look it up. I don't want to keep her up here. Let's see. That's a really interesting question. I'm sure that there is, because it's a worldwide thing and there's like 8 billion people here.
Netflix roughly has 209 million global paid memberships.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of crazy that only half their users follow them on social media.
So true. Yeah.
Wait, were we talking about
But still, imagine
users or in social media subscribers?
Oh, like membership. Like
memberships.
Like
yeah, cool.
Subscriptions.
Cool. I just was making sure.
Wait, it's like social followers?
I thought we were talking about social followers for a sec. I was just looking at the numbers.
Wait, honestly, I was like, wait, am I wrong? Or were we
We never are not thinking follower count out here.
I am processing on a 30-second
mode.
delay today, so we'll see how this goes.
I think I might actually be on a 30-second delay.
Really?
Sort of. Like.
Well, you answered that pretty fast. That was a test.
Okay, cool. All right.
That was always my quarrel with like, the news. Just like the delay to answer.
We should do that one time just to fuck with Paige. The next time we come on digital, just like pretend like there's a 15-second delay.
You know, and they like put their hand up to their earpiece and they're like,
okay, yeah, I hear you.
like the nodding, trying to like wait for the answer to come in.
Oh gosh.
Okay,
anyway.
back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Lord.
Okay, something that's crazy is so when we first talked about this in our last podcast, which was like a month ago, I remember saying the thing that keeps me up about AI and seeing AI really like emerge into like the mainstream, because AI has been a tool I think that's been in use for a lot of reasons and a lot of spaces, but now like everybody can do it. I remember we were talking about it. It's this notion of like, it's so fucking bonkers. Like, I just censored myself for no reason. It's fucking bonkers. And I already feel like we're hitting that, and I said this then, like that whole like indifference around it, to be like, well, yeah, like of course AI can do that. Like, what?
Yeah, like we just accepted it as our reality
remarkable.
Really fast.
Yeah,
True.
and it's manifesting, you guys, because on LinkedIn the last week I have seen a metric ton of AI critical content that's basically being like, I fact checked ChatGPT, I fact checked my AI, whatever.
I mean,
like, I hope you did.
Yeah,
like,
we're not trusting the robots with our whole lives yet.
Right.
You're still the expert at the end of the day.
yeah, like why are we already at this place where we're expecting it to be like not only functional but perfect?
Right.
And especially when the platforms are very, very explicit about the limitations that they have,
Yeah.
the information that they can't access, like they don't events before 2020 or after 2021, like they don't have really.
Yeah.
Like there's all these things that these platforms are very clear about not having, and to explain like the parameters in which these tools work right now. Obviously, they will grow and evolve. So I can't believe we're already at this place where we're like, oh, well, they say, like, what? It's been like 4 seconds. Can we all take a breath?
So true.
But I mean, there's a
don't know.
reason that it's gaining so much traction. There's a reason that there's so much critique around it, and there's a reason that there's so much demand for it, is because it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about it a lot. Okay, so I have a lot to say. To your point about people being like, oh, I had to edit it. Like, yeah, duh. We were meeting with the guys at Rally On, and they were made a really good point. He's like, when we do script writing, I'll write a script, I'll put it in a chat bot so that it can, and I'll say like, simplify this to this many pages, or make it sound more with this tone. And then it spits back the same script that he wrote, but like in a little bit of a different tone. And he's like, and suddenly I can look at it from like an objective point of view. It's not my work anymore. I can look at it as if it's a peer and I'm reviewing their work. And he's like, so suddenly I've been able to do something like by taking a whole step out of it. And it's like, he also made another good point. He said, AI has a tendency to, like, you can tell when something's written by AI because it'll say like, it was heroic and adventurous, or it'll start with or it'll start with like, so blah, 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 blah. Like there's different tells that you're like, oh, that was written by AI. So yeah, you got to go in there and give it some human touch. It is a robot at the end of the day.
Right.
It's, we still have empathy and emotion that we have to pull into things. But why make it harder for yourself if you can just start, like, let it get you to somewhere faster, and then you just take your creative and you customize it. Like,
Exactly. And that's really what
the tool.
That's what Paige hit on a lot last time we talked about it.
Yes.
And I think to that point, in Joe Rogan's podcast, Lex Friedman was just saying that a lot of people have been like critiquing it because of the school system. Like, how is it going to impact schools?
Right.
And he had mentioned that he had talked to a professor, and the professor was saying like he's working with it. Like he said, like to his class, he was like, okay, this is a thing now, and we're going to use it together. We're going to understand this and know like how to actually just, advance from it, but we're going to do this together. And like, it's not going to be like a sneaky thing where the students are using it, the teachers know it, but like you're not.
Well, because they can't be ignorant to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Technology
I think
in
like
schools, period, for so long.
Right.
And then I don't know about you guys, but then like halfway through my educational experience, they were like, oh, actually you should take this computer literacy course. We were like, yeah, we're literate. Thank you. Like you missed the boat. So like, why not embrace these things?
Yeah.
On a more like, I remember the time when math class, they were like, you can't use a calculator because in the real world, you're not going to have a calculator.
Yeah, you are.
Bitch, it's going to be in my pocket. Like, little do you know.
Voice in my phone to do the math for me.
Yeah.
Truly. Hey Siri.
So, and then like, I remember getting to high school and they're like, okay, you're going to have a calculator at your desk when you're an adult. So like, use it for these, but you got to learn to work with it. You can't be done. Like, come on.
And to that point, like using that comparison of like calculators to, chatbots and stuff like that, it's still the human like knowing how to solve these problems. But like, so it's up to you to take what you want from it and to whatever you're inputting to get the output that you desire. So
like, you got to know the formula.
Exactly.
You have to know how to make sense of the number and process it. But
not to mention like the output isn't the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, it makes you a resume. You gonna send it on your job interview?
Yeah.
Like, no, girl, you're probably not. Like, you have to go. Like there's it. To your point, Ray. Like, it's part of the creative process. I think at this point, like, it's a great functional tool. It's like it's giving the same functionality that I like view like Grammarly through, which is like it's just an integrated part of a process I'm already going to do that makes it easier and gives me a little more peace of mind to feel like I like kind of covered all the bases. Like, that doesn't replace the actions that come after it that like frankly all have to be done by a human, like to do something with the things that you're creating.
That's really interesting. When you were saying that
you know.
I thought about how, like, as a user, I approach it in two different ways. It's the beginning place for when I'm going to be creative. It's the starting point, because I take that and then I run with the ideas, and it morphs into like what I create. When I'm using it for life, when I'm trying to create a hard email I don't know how to make, when I'm trying to make a response to a text message, like things that I actually need help with forming in life, that's where I come and I like take that, and that's typically my finished product. I have to change a few things to make it human, but then I send it off. But when I'm approaching it for work, it's the opposite. And I don't know what that is, I don't know what there is around that, but I just think that's an interesting observation as like a person who's been using it for a month.
That we just think about work and life like different parts of our brain. So when we go to use the part of our brain to like get support,
well,
you know,
survival versus creativity.
Like,
I need to send this email now or else I'm going to feel bad about it. Right. I don't know how to write it. It really helps with executive dysfunction. I said that last time, but like it has helped me with so much that I would just put off because I'd have to think about how to write a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I feel like I'm still learning a lot about myself based on how I'm writing my own like inputs for these things, like my commands. Like sometimes I read them back and I'm like, oh, I really know what I want here because I was very specific and direct about my needs. And other times I'm like, try this, which is like stupid because like you can't be wishy-washy or whatever. But also, it works, I am on purpose because I'm like, I want to see what you do, silly goose robot. Like just do something fun,
right?
But to that end, I think like that's a skill that I'm really trying to like. I feel like that's like another new thing here. Is it's like you have to like learn to be good at using these tools, and now I feel like all I can think about is like trying to get better. So like a new weird hobby unlocked, I guess, for me.
Well, so have you seen? Just yesterday, I saw it. The dancing couple that was at VidCon. Their name are Mare and Cost.
Yes, Cost and Mare.
Cost and Mare. They just posted a video yesterday. They were like, our friend came over the other day. He was like, have you ever heard of ChatGPT? And they were like, no. And then they went on, he explained it to them. They went on there and they put in, and first I was like, how did they get on there? How'd they get access?
Right.
But they put in like, give us video ideas, TikTok video ideas, dance video ideas that will go viral. And they gave them 10. And so their new series is they're going to create all the videos that ChatGPT tells them to make. And so the first one said, take real TikTok dances, a real TikTok dance, but do it in a silly version. So they took the Millie Rock dance and they made a silly Millie Rock version. And so now that's going to be a new series they do. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Like it's the same niche they've been doing, but now it's just like everybody's talking about this new tool. So they're going to use it and do it within their niche. And I was like, God, that's cool. We'll link it into the bio so you can watch it. But
how do you
I love to see people using it.
And maybe first of all, have you seen this? Maybe. How like brands and businesses are using the tool. I keep seeing them like they'll be like, we had AI write this email, or like we had AI like make this post for us, and like that's their hook for the content or some variation of that. What's your reaction to that? This is a neutral question. What do you think of those? Or some variation of that. What's your reaction to that? This is a neutral question.
It's a trend.
Yes, yeah.
Because eventually like it's going to become so integrated that'd be like saying, I had Grammarly edit the grammar on this post. You'd be like, okay,
cool.
Me too, queen.
Tell me something else.
You know, so it's only going to be, like that's only going to be cool for a little while.
Yeah.
But right now people are like, look how it's working for me. Like, look at this new tool and how we're using it. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that people should be doing it so it can like, we're anti-gatekeepers here. So like share your ways no matter what industry you're in. And also we should probably do it for all of our clients because I'm thinking of a million ideas once you said that before the trend goes away. But I do think it's a trend. That's my answer to that. What do you think, MK?
Could not agree more. I think you really hit that on the head. I mean, I think it's just because it's so new. People are really just so excited about it. It's kind of like when the iPhone came out or like, it was just something new that we had never had before. I think it's kind of similar because like as the years go on and new iPhones come out, it's to us, it's sort of like, okay, there's not really that many things that have changed, like truly. And I think that for a while there, like a lot of people were sort of like, okay, what's next? And then this came along and I think that's like everyone is so excited about it. But to the point, it is a trend as far as like brands capitalizing on it go. It's just something
Interesting.
fun to talk about, but I feel like that's with everything new that comes along.
I want to kick it back to the listeners. How have you, a couple questions. What do you feel about chatbots and how they're taking, or not chatbots, AI writing bot?
They're
Whatever
grown
they're
up
called.
chatbots.
Grown-up
let's be real. Smarter
chatbots.
child walk, so ChatGPT.
Robot talk helpers. What do you feel about them? Are you for them, against them? If you're against them, why? And don't be. And also, how are you seeing?
And don't be.
That's gonna do that again. That was so big on
Tell
the
us right
screen.
now, but don't answer wrong.
Uh-oh.
And also, how are you seeing brands start to use it? And how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking the listeners.
I'm really interested in the discussion there because I agree with you. I agree with you both. And I actually feel like it's jumped the shark for me already. Like when I see it, I'm like, okay. And that's
Okay,
crazy
let's
because
move
it's
on.
been around for like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally an
it's
hour.
remarkable to me that trends in marketing are starting to move as fast as trends in social media, like on a 24-hour cycle almost, which is really kind of crazy. And it's thanks to these kind of advancements.
That's a great point.
Wild.
I feel like a lot of the times, like, brands need to stop doing that because I find that sometimes the brands are actually late, like, or they think they're
The room
like
has
right
been
on
cleared.
time and everyone's already over it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just think that yes, maybe don't. You're wasting a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. What I'll never get sick of is when they're like, this isn't this, but we had AI like watch 1 million American Dream movies and we had them make a script based on this. And then it is like the most ridiculous stereotypical thing. I think those are funny and I'll never get tired of that.
You know the ones that like the average person would do, and like they didn't actually have an AI do anything, like they just used that trend format. Like, yeah, I think it's funny now because
And tried to be the ones
it's
that wrote it.
Like at the time we were like, that's it's like, no, you can actually do that now. So like maybe you should do it for real and not just like write your janky.
Yeah. Like do it for
and
real.
say like AI did it.
Yeah.
Your cheeky little skit. That's so funny. Okay, guys, we are 3 minutes
Cut
out of
it
the time we
off.
said we would stop talking about ChatGPT and AI
Yeah,
bots.
so-
Cut that.
Cut it.
We're done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. Okay, on to our version of our knockoff
In
of Yes,
memoriam
Yes, No.
to reply all. May that podcast.
I
rest
almost
in
hit the
peace.
end
We're
button on
stealing
Where
the
Am I?
format, and I'm not ashamed.
They tried to come around. They just
Okay, welcome to segment 2. Our knockoff of Yes, No. Right? I had
Yeah.
already, introduced us. I have no idea what's going on, so I'm gonna throw it to Rhea.
can you pull up TikTok on your phone so I can search something?
Yes.
My phone's
Right. In the meantime, can you just tell the listeners hold up your hand and give them the 30 seconds because we have an injury on the pod for the first time ever.
I got 5
Ooh, that
stitches
sounds
in the
like
palm of my
that sounds
hand.
like the opening
It was
line of
Saturday
a really cool
night.
song.
It was Saturday night, and I was trying to make some jam. Actually, it was applesauce, but that rhymed. The blade went in my hand. And I said, oh man, I need to go to the hospital
Oh,
right
we're done
now.
already.
And then I actually passed out and threw up while my boyfriend wrapped my hand, and then he took me to the ER, and Dr. Robin Naples stitched it right up.
Robin.
And I was a bitch. I was a little bitch, but my discharge papers said that I handled the procedure well.
Amazing.
And now I have to wait a week, and I have to. A lot of my life is impaired, but I will make it through. God gave his strongest battles to his weakest soldiers.
His weakest soldier. Rhea.
Okay.
God is not a
Thank you for
woman.
your time. Okay,
Carry
now on
on.
to Yes, Yes, No.
Thank you.
So there is a TikToker. Her handle is No, It's Ashley 13. Originally, when she has 1.1 million followers.
Okay.
Originally, when she came on the app, she was like not a Taylor Swift impersonator, but she looked a lot like her. So she was like coming on the app being like,
she does.
I am a lookalike of Taylor Swift. So not impersonator, but just like I look like her. Then rumor has it she like got work done supposedly to like look more like Taylor Swift, and also she continues to get the haircut, but not like Taylor Swift all the time, specifically in her 1989 era. What was the like red lipstick and
She just wants to stay in that
The
era.
red
So,
lip
like,
dresses era,
right, okay.
whatever that
So
would
now
be.
right.
Cool.
And like she doesn't mention this anywhere in her bio about Taylor. Well, TS lovers since 06, so she says she's a fan. And her handle's like, no, it's Ashley, because people are like, are you Taylor Swift? She's like, no, it's Ashley. Right? Okay. So supposedly she got an invite 2 weeks ago from a brand saying, and I wish I had the receipts. I don't know which
Skinny
brand.
High or something
But we'll
like
link.
that.
Yeah, something like that. And it was like a reputable brand. She like saw that they were verified. They messaged her, whatever. They were like, we want to invite you to the Grammys. You have to pay for your flight, your hotel, and everything, but we will get you a ticket to the Grammys. Never said like, I don't think they ever said the intention of bringing her there either. Like, why would you want somebody that looks like Taylor Swift to be there where Taylor Swift is going to be? Like, it's giving red flags. Big red flags. So like, first of all, so a lot of people are saying, okay, well, let me tell a story. Then she gets there, she flies into LA. Supposedly, as her plane is taxiing, she gets an email that says, there's no more tickets.
Yeah,
like, you're
she
not
made a
coming.
big
Sorry.
thing about
Oh
it.
my goodness.
And so she like had already posted a couple days prior being like,
No
that's
way.
right, I'm coming to the Grammys, blah, blah, blah.
No.
But here's the thing. Then she claims, she's like, I only made that video because they told me I had to post it. And she had receipts, supposedly, emails and stuff that had her posting it that day. And then she comes back on and she's like, when you thought you were going to get invited to the Grammys, blah, blah, blah. So everybody's like, dude, you were obviously scammed from the beginning. And like, she's trying to, like, she has literally now posted probably 3, 6, 9, 12,
Oh no.
like at least 15 videos of this whole saga, just like trying to show receipts and like show her sources, but she didn't get to go. It's like very embarrassing.
Oh my
It's just a bad situation. So all that to say, we were going to talk about this on our team call yesterday, and we realized Michaela knew nothing about this. So
Yeah, no.
me
Wow.
and Paige were yeses, and you didn't know, and now you know.
Okay, by the way, it's not Skinny High, it's Sweetie High.
Sweetie
it's a
High.
Gen Z brand, so why the F would I know who they are?
Who are they? Are they like what are they?
They are. It literally says a Gen Z brand. I bet they're clothing or something. Let's find out.
Because it's another thing to bring, like a lot of TikTok personalities will be hired on the red carpet to interview. So it'd be one thing if you wanted her to come in and like interview Taylor Swift on the red carpet as a Taylor Swift lookalike, even though that's kind of weird.
Yeah. But like, you're going to be told what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
You know?
They are in like the video space. Hilariously, they themselves were indeed at the Grammys.
That's hilarious.
So
I want to say I don't think she was scammed. This is my personal take. I don't think she was scammed. I think she was dealt bad business. Didn't handle it well. Like her husband is her manager, and she kept saying like, first of all, girl, if your husband's your manager, let's just drop the husband name and just say he's your manager. Like, we all know how to work the biz. She kept being like, my husband's kind of my manager in the emails to the brand. So they already probably saw that she was like not managing herself well. So they took advantage of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm guarantee you somebody in Taylor Swift's like group, PR, whatever, heard something. Cause like rumor has it they don't interact with her and they think it's like
Weird.
Yeah, like weird.
Yeah,
like just like get your own brand.
I mean,
and I feel like she had
saw
some
something
like
that
they
was,
stopped
like,
somebody
and
stopped
obviously,
something.
Like, let's also presence, like, we are coming at this conversation as people who put contracts in influencers' hands often, so we know what's in them. There is always an out clause, which is this can change at any time.
Yeah.
We can cancel. You can cancel. Like, those clauses can change depending on the scenario, but they're there. So, and I think I saw something about how there was an out clause in her contract too that basically said like it's possible that this doesn't happen, kind of thing. And I think this is like a classic case of like, here is somebody who is swimming in a bigger pond than they maybe should be without real professional support. And it just goes to show that you can be the expert at your brand. You can be the expert at your content. That does not make you a business professional. And it does not make you ready to go to bat with a corporation who is having you sign a legitimate, legally binding contract, or otherwise, or not legally legitimate and binding, because you don't know what's the difference between one or the other. So this is a great example of just like, and like she's just like talking about it publicly, which is also to me like a rookie mistake. Like do not, because she could probably have pursued this in some way if she really wanted to. obviously the contract is going to hold up, but like if she wanted to, she could have, but she can't when she's talking about it in the public eye. Also, she doesn't realize this. Or maybe she does. I don't want to discredit her. What she's doing to me as somebody who works in the creator economy is illegitimizing herself as a creator, because she's basically saying like, I don't know what I don't know, but I'm going to act like I do, and I'm going to put my 2 feet like in the concrete on this one and not move, because I really feel like I was personally wronged, because she's probably pissed, which she should be.
Yeah.
But like, if I was another brand in negotiation or thinking about working with her, even if I was a legitimate brand, I would see that and be like, pass. Even if I was a legitimate brand, I would see that and be like,
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And it's like, look at how somebody like Michaela, the makeup girl, handled her lash scandal by saying nothing and coming back and like almost like pulling it back on the audience. And then look at somebody like her who's
like
handling
foot and
this,
mouth,
and she's
girl.
just like oversharing
Actually,
at this point.
Don't say that.
Like she just can't stop
Right.
this girl.
It's like foot and mouth, girl.
So that's a really, really
It's yikes.
good observation. And
I think people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you feel enlightened
Yeah,
now,
I think-
Michaela?
Yeah, I feel a lot more like I've never
I was
seen
just
this
gonna say, I
chick.
think
That's
people
how
should
freaking.
pay attention to her now,
I
because
always
this
am
is juicy, and I feel like she's gonna kind of
out of the
like,
loop.
get
You
in.
guys are on the
Sorry.
same page.
And also, I know I can't hear you, Michaela. Sorry, my bad. I am not talking over Michaela. I respect and honor her opinions.
Yeah.
It's very hard to record over here. I am not talking over Michaela. I respect and honor her opinions. No, it's okay. I can hear
I'm
her.
sorry. Can
Yeah,
you not
there you
hear
go.
her very well?
There you
I mean, I'm not going to fix it now because we're going to stop in a minute.
Can you
but
hear me now?
She's not connected to the mic.
Yeah. So that's crazy. I'm gonna dive into these and watch them.
Oh, should we let her in? And we're not going to do that to her.
We
Everybody just-
are about to end
You're taking
the podcast
crumbs
because
and
we
you're
have a
happy
meeting.
about it today.
Someone
Thank you.
else.
Steph, if you're watching this, we're
taking crumbs and you're happy about it.
you're taking this. This is the episode you get, and this is to show that we're real working women. We
Beggars
literally
can't be
have somebody
choosers.
waiting
Love
in
y'all.
our whereby waiting room. So now we have to get off of this to go into our meeting.
Much love.
Love you all.
Thanks for listening.
XOXO, your social media managers.